Have you ever heard of relationship glue? Me either. I invented it today. If you've heard of it, let me know, and I would be interested. I came up with that term because I learned another term that's really kind of complicated, and I wanted to simplify it because that's what I do. I'm a simplifier. I'm Danielle Burnock from DanielleBurnock.com. Love yourself from Survive to Thrive, that lady on the internet who loves you. And I want to talk about relationship glue. I was doing some studying, like I do, because it's always good to keep learning. And I came across this term called positivity resonance. Doesn't it sound complicated? Positivity resonance. They were talking about it within the confines of marriage, but I see that it is not limited to that. This can be in any relationship. And they were talking about this thing called positivity resonance and how it was really good for your marriage and how it binds you together more. I was thinking about it, and they gave some examples, and then I started thinking about some of my own, and I love that term of relationship glue because it's not just for marriages. What positivity resonance is it's a shared emotional moment, me simplifying it again. Let me read their definition because I didn't memorize it, and then we'll talk about it. They said it's a micro moment of positivity that happens when people share positive emotion, mutual care, and behavioral synchrony. There we go, another big word, synchrony. So that's why I had to read that, because we can get lost in these big words. But if we understand what they mean, that's really the point. And we need glue in our relationships because strife happens, arguments happen, disagreement, things happen in life, misunderstandings, and all those want to tear us apart. So if we have some glue to help keep us together, that's awesome. And this positivity resonance is relationship glue. So the examples were when you share a moment you share a glance with someone across the room. Like, let's say you're at the grocery store with your husband, your best friend, whatever. And you are, down one aisle and your partner or friend is down at the end of the row, and you both get it dawned on you that, oh man, I need to get a tomato or whatever it is. And you look at each other and you both have that moment where you're like, oh, and you have that momentary connection. Or if you're at a party and you're on one side of the room and your friend or partner's on the other side of the room and you're bored and you kind of want to go home, but you don't want to say anything, and you glance across the room and there's your friend or partner, and they glance at you with that same feeling inside you. You can feel it's like, yeah, I'm done too. And you share that moment. And it binds you together when you share that moment. Or you can you're at the same party and you're having a great time and you glance across the room because you're checking on your friend to make sure they're okay. And you smile at them and they smile and you share, oh yeah, we're both good. And you share that moment. That's that positivity resonance, or I want to call it relationship glue. I was also thinking about it with my grandson and my granddaughter. My grandson is fighting leukemia right now, and he and his sister are very close. And when he's been in the hospital, it's been very hard on them and very hard on her. She tends to worry about him. She's only 10, but they're so close. And in one of the times when he was in the hospital, they developed something that I think fits in with this relationship kind of glue, the positivity resonance, where they share a moment. They created a secret handshake. Well, it's not so secret, but it's theirs. They have this specific way that they do this handshake, and they just spontaneously at certain moments, they'll just both at the same moment, they need to do this together, and they share that moment. I think it also fits when you're playing with a friend, when you're joking around with someone and you're teasing them and you're playing and you share that same emotional moment where you're just playing around. And that emotional sharing, whether you're verifying that the other person's okay from across the room, you're remembering something together at the same time, or you're just playing together, it glues you together. And it's just really an awesome thing. And that synchrony, that word in that definition, that word synchrony, what that really means is in sync. The word sounds so fancy, but it means in sync. So if, like when my grandson and my granddaughter, when they do that handshake together that they devised together, they're in sync with each other doing that together. And in the other examples I gave, you're in sync at the same time. And that's a shared moment, a shared emotional time. And it really binds us together in our relationships. And I just love discovering that, because I love discovering terminology for things that we don't have a word for. Even like I've talked about the word sonder before. This guy has this dictionary that he's invented words for things that we have emotions for. And sonder is one of them. Obscure meanings or something, the dictionary of obscure meanings or something like that. And finding terms and definitions to express ourselves is important, because that's part of relationships, is expressing ourselves. So I want to share that with you. I want you to think about it next time you share a moment with someone, or maybe look for when you do that with your friend, with your husband, with your wife, with your sister, brother, aunt, uncle, whatever relationship it is, that you share that time together and see how it binds you together. It's relationship glue. So until next time, I love you.